In this video, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew a vintage shirt with inner panties. To start with, I'll take 2 inches from the edge, and that 2 inches will be responsible for the sewing allowance of the entire outfit. So after taking this 2 inches mark and making a straight line, every other measurement I take would be void of sewing allowance. That is, I won't consider sewing allowance again when I'm taking all my other measurements. Then I'll mark 2 inches from the top, and that 2 inches would be responsible for the height of the back. So if you have a very big bum bum, that 2 inches would be responsible for increasing the height of the back piece. And the next thing I'll do is to take the short length, and that is 20.5 inches. So from that 2 inches mark, I'll just take 20.5 inches downwards and I'll mark. I'll do that on different positions, and I'll also join with a straight line. So both lines are actually the height of the shirt. So from the top, I'll take 1.5 inches, and that 1.5 inches is actually responsible for the band. So there will be an external band added to the shirt. So I'll be showing you how to work your way around it. I'll be using a broken line to make that visible. So that's the height of the band. So we'll be cutting it off, and I'll be showing you how it works. So I folded the band in 2 ways, and after folding, the height is 1.5. So I'll show you now. So that's the height of the band, 1.5. But to join the band to the shirt, you will be needing 1/2 inch from the shirt. So you mark 1/2 inch, and you also join with a straight line. Next, I'll take the crotch depth, which is 11.5 inches. So since this shirt won't contain any form of zipper, so I will make sure it is as long as possible. So I'll be taking 11.5 inches and I'll be joining with a straight line. Then I'll take 2 inches on the down line for the folding. So you can decide to make yours 1.5 or even 1 inch, depending on how big you want your folding to be on the down line. So I would also join that remaining part like that. Then I'll take the downline measurement from that point. I'll mark 10.5 inches, that is for 21 inches. I would also go higher by 1.5 from that downline, and after folding the excesses of the downline, that 1.5 position would be where the folding would actually meet the upper part. So that is why I'm using a broken line. So I'll take the 10.5 mark on that point. Then I'll take the thigh measurement, which is 11.5. Then I'll add 1 inch. The thigh is actually 23 inches. That is why I took 11.5. So I'll join to that point like that. I'll come up to the waist position, and I'll take the hip measurement on the waist position, which is 10 inches. So I'll take that 10 inches to the crotch point, and I'll join all those points with a straight line. I'll come up by 2 inches, then I'll join to the crotch point. So for the waistline, I'll join from that point downwards to the 1/2 inch downwards line, and that is the slant that makes the waist part of underneath your tummy a little bit lower. So that is the front piece. So everything my hand touches is the front piece. For the back piece, I'll be adding an extra 1/2 inch for the bum bum. If you have a very big bum bum, you can add as much as 1 inch. And for the back piece, I'll be following the initial line. So if you like, you can make yours a V shape on the edge of the shirt like that by taking 1/2 inch and making a line to that end. So I'll be considering whether to make it a V shape or not. So you do that for the excesses for the back piece as well. Then the first part you cut off is the back piece. So I'm at the crotch point, so I followed the excess I gave. Now for the waistline, I'll just cut straight down. If I were to have a very big bumble, it would have been very higher than that. So since I have a very flat backside, I'll just follow that straight line. Then I'll cut like that. So what I get, I'll use in cutting out my fabric. So this is the fabric, both pieces placed together like that. I'll go back to the pattern paper to cut out the front piece. So for the front piece, I'll follow the slant line on that waistline. Then I'll cut off the excess 2 inches for the sewing allowance of the entire outfit. Like I said, I have not decided whether to make the downline a V shape or not. And I would also remove the half inch excesses for the back side. Then I'll just make some trimmings to follow the line. So I've actually used that piece to cut out the front piece as well, and this is the front piece. I'll be going straight to the cutting of the panties. So to cut the panties, you fold your piece together and you take a measurement of 12.5 inches. That is, when half inch is taken from the top and half inch is taken from the downline, you get 11.5 inches. So you divide that 12.5 inches into 2, and that should be 6 1/4. Then you mark it on 2 different positions and join with a straight line. So I'll be using a broken line to join both points together. Then for the downline, I'll be taking 1.5. The downline will be 3 inches when open up. So as the pattern paper is folded into 2, I'll take 1.5, and on that half position, I'll mark 6 inches. Then I'll go down by 3 inches on the top as well. Now the pattern paper is 10 inches wide. That is just the exact measurement of the hip I took for that. So I'll come forward by 1.5 on the center point and make another curve. So that's the front and the back part of the panties. So the smaller curve is the front, while the bigger curve is the back. So you could see that's 10 inches. I'm just trying to make sure. Then I'll make a straight line like that. So after that, I'll just go straight to the straightening of the top and also the downline, so you could see exactly what we have done. Then I'll make a curve like that. So that curve is the back side of the panties, while the other one is the front part of the panties. So I'll just make a cut like that. Like I said, the pattern paper was folded into 2. So everything I'm cutting will actually be opened up and you will see what I'm talking about. So what I'll do now is to use this pattern paper to cut out the fabric we are using for the panties, and that would be a very stretchy net. So when you are inserting panties into a short, you don't use a thick fabric because you want air to actually go through the panties. So I'll be using a very stretchy black fabric. So you could see the excesses on the side, and that is because your back piece is always wider than the front piece. So that's that. So there was excesses on the side and also on the top, and you could see the piece is a very stretchy one. So the excesses is just ½ inch on the side and ½ inch on the top. So to cut out the front piece, I'll just go straight to the smaller curve. Now I can decide to reduce the curve, so I'll even reduce it smaller than the initial mark I made from the beginning. And then I'll cut out the piece as well. So you could see the excesses I gave on the top. The excess I gave on the top is just to make it free inside the vintage short. So you don't want it tight or exactly the same size. So you want it free, and that is just the essence of that excess I gave on the top. I'll be using a 1/4 inch rubber to join the side of the panties. You'll see that on the next video.